Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. I did not forget, your boy had to do a reaction video to the new Hail the Sun track, Maladapted. I'm very excited for Divine Intertention. I am definitely going to be going out to a Hail the Sun show. Obviously, shout outs to one of the bands on the bill, Kaunashi. They're a local band to the Philadelphia area, and I love Kaunashi. They've been on the show twice now, and big homies. Love those guys. Big salutes to them on that tour. Hail the Sun, also big homies as well. And I'm just excited to see this tour. So if it does hit your city, make sure to check the links below and go grab a ticket if you haven't already. But without further ado, we're going to check out Maladapted right now. I'm super pumped. I'm curious what this one is going to sound like right now.
Running out of reasons to tell myself for the things I can't explain. Dwelling on the moments I keep replaying in the hopes that maybe they'll change. Far as I can see, I'm a puppeteer, trying to
Bounce it back and forth. Super sick.
what I can't bring near. So I finally stop, let go of the wheel. The more I give up, the better I feel. There's no turning back. I've broken the seal.
I love this rhythm. It's got a great swing to it.
I can handle the motion I can handle. Do I care too much to leave it alone? There's a narrative I always need to know.
The dynamics on this track is really fun.
Maybe it's that I obsess on figuring out every person, place, or thing I've grown to doubt. But I finally stop, let go of the wheel. The more I give up,
This chorus
the
is so
better
good.
I feel.
Oh.
There's no turning back. I've broken the deal. The motion I can handle. The motion I can handle. Stop obsessing on what's not important. Stop obsessing on what's not important. Stop obsessing on
Oh.
and so I give up. I give tap twice, blink and look right side. I shut the door twice for this one and that one. Alright, will I finally stop, relinquish the wheel. The better I feel. I finally stop, let go of the wheel. The more I give up, the better I feel. There's no turning back. I've broken the seal. The motion I can handle. The motion I can handle.
This ending's so sick. The fighting vocals between Donnie. Oh. Oh, what an ending. Whew. Spicy. I love it. Guys, that was the new Hail the Sun song, Maladapted, off of their new album, Divine Intertention. I don't know, man. I'm stoked for this album. I genuinely feel like a lot of the stuff that Hail the Sun has been putting out recently I would argue has been some of their best work to date. Like, I can genuinely say that as being a fan since the Elephantitis days. I think they have really kind of like let loose on a lot of the songs that have come out thus far. So I think just based off of previous knowledge of what Hail the Sun has been doing, I find that the songs that they've been releasing have been kind of a little, I don't want to say tailored, right? I think that the songs that they've been releasing recently have been kind of a little bit of a tease into what we can expect from the album, which I feel like with any band, that is always the case, right? But the intentionality between the songs and what they've been releasing recently has been showing kind of a really interesting gambit of the different type of styling, the different type of musicality that I feel like they bring with each single that has come out. And I've really kind of thoroughly enjoyed all of them. I will say maybe this one took a little bit longer for me to get into. The other ones, I feel like I was immediate. Like it was in my head. Like I knew I liked it. I know I didn't review Mind Rider, but I listen to that one all the time because it does come up on my Spotify and I love it. I think that one's also a fantastic single if you haven't listened to that one yet. Um, but I felt like with this one, took a little bit extra time for me to get into. And I don't think it was necessarily because I didn't like the song or I didn't feel like it didn't hit me the right way. I just feel like it was completely unique and different than what they've been releasing recently, right? I felt like there is definitely a little bit more of a heavier vibe to what they've been doing, but also at the same point, I think that like their more ethereal elements have kind of gone out a little bit farther and they've become a little bit more like they become a little bit more psychedelic in the way that they kind of compose tracks a little bit more because this one feels arguably very different from the other songs that they've released. Like I think you can definitely tell there is like kind of a distinctness to this track. Some parts that I feel like I can point out are the verses where the guitars, I don't know if like if you listen to it on earbuds, I don't know if it's going to give you the same effect, but the guitars are panned. Like they definitely, if you listen to it with one ear, there's definitely some guitar work that's going on from either Arik or Shane, and then vice versa, right? Whereas like the drums sit right in the middle, the bass by John also sits right in the middle. And then you get this really kind of beautiful like ear candy, right? On top of obviously Donnie's vocals, which is also great. And I think it matches this sort of melodic nature of what the two guitar parts are doing, right? Um, and I think that was really what kind of struck me a little bit because a lot of the songs previously really have had moments of it, but I don't feel like the full songs have been that way. And this one was, I feel like there was a real kind of line in the sand, which, in terms of like what you can hear, what versus what you cannot hear, right? And so I really liked that. I thought that was an interesting sort of like musical choice, and I think it was also further accentuated by the sort of mix and master of the song, where it does kind of have a little spatialness to it, right? But I also feel like it's pulled in and reined in so well because of the bass and the drums. John's bass playing has been absolutely incredible with all the singles that have been released, and I feel like in previous songs, and I know I've mentioned it in previous reaction videos, I don't feel like his bass work was ever really pointed out as much. I feel like in previous tracks, I did feel like I had to dig for it a little bit more, whereas opposed to these songs, like pick the bass out right away, right? So that was kind of the clear distinction that I feel like the low end and the way that the rhythm kind of flows and works is a large majority to the drumming as well as the bass playing from John. And I'm pretty sure the drumming was played by Alan, if I'm not mistaken. I know a few comments have mentioned that in previous reaction videos that I've done. And I think Johnny's been able to kind of do free reign. He's been able to do what he wants vocally, and you can definitely, again, tell that there was a shift. I know I have, again, mentioned that multiple times in the reaction videos that I've done, but you can tell there's like kind of a musical and tonal shift that's gone on that I think if you have been a fan of Hail the Sun for a while, then this may come as a surprise to you, right? Because like we're so used to how the sounds have come out with like New Age Filth or like Mental Knife or something like that, or even further back like Wake, you know. The sounds kind of have migrated, but like I feel like there are some centerpieces to Hail the Sun stuff that just really works. There's a little bit of blast beats in here, which I thought was interesting and I like, and it was very similarly to some of the other songs that they've had where they, just a little sprinkle, and I like that. They've gone a lot heavier, which I've also noticed too. Especially that breakdown at the end, that was really heavy. It just feels like a lot of the stuff that they're trying to do, they're just trying to go out and do like some of the coolest stuff that I've heard from them do in quite a bit. And I'm really on board with this. I'm very excited to listen to this album as soon as it comes out. I'll probably wind up doing a midnight review of the album because I'm so stoked to listen to it. And I honestly probably just would want to listen to it all day on Friday anyway. But I think for me, it's like really exciting because the musicality, like the way that they've gone about everything with this record, just feels like everything is clicking for me personally. And it genuinely makes me excited, and I imagine very much so this album probably is going to make it pretty high up on my albums of the year tier list already. Obviously, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch because I have not listened to the entire record, but I have a pretty good feeling that I'm going to enjoy the rest of the album just based off of the single placement alone. And on top of that, I think that this probably is going to be the last single that they're going to release, only for the sheer fact that I believe the album comes out like early August. So, we got a couple more weeks for it to drop. I would say like 2 or 3 weeks based off the time I'm recording this. So very, very, very excited to hear new Hail the Sun, Divine Intertention. You can check the links below to go grab it. But let me know what you think about Maladapted. Would love to know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Would love to kind of know what you think about the track down in the comment section below. Feel free to leave comments. Everybody that's left comments thus far in previous videos, thank you so much. It's been an absolute blast to talk with all of y'all. So would love to continue doing that. So just drop a line in and love to kind of see what everybody's hype level is on this. I'm extremely hyped about this record, and I honestly haven't been as stoked on a Swancore record in quite a bit. So I feel like this is going to revitalize my spirit of Hail the Sun. Not that I ever lost it, but I feel like it's going to revitalize it. So I'm very excited. So if you like this reaction video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way. I'm trying to hit 5K before the year is over with. I'm a little over halfway. So if you could help me get to 5K, that would be awesome. And it would just be greatly appreciated. So thank you for watching. I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Peace.